Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can everyone see me and hear me? I really hope so. Hello everybody, who are we on the chat today? Hello Joseph. Hello Gimli. Hello Kelly. Hello Jacoped. How are we all doing? We doing good? We doing well? Kicking some ass on a Friday evening, or a Friday morning, or a Friday afternoon. Time zones are a thing. I know that time is basically meaningless in the current pandemic. But I really... So what I'm doing is... Mikey's upgraded his setup, so he's very kindly given me his old microphone. So I've just set it up, and I'm not entirely sure whether I can be heard properly. I really hope I can. Is it better or worse than the old microphone? Because I've got that on standby just in case. So we'll see. It's a bit quiet again. I probably need to talk directly into the microphone when I'm doing these things, because it's a proper microphone, and I don't pay attention to these things at all. But yes, so I'll try and sort of aim myself over here a bit more so you can see and hear what's going on. Probably looks a bit odd leaning, but we're not here to see my beautiful face. We're here to see the beautiful models that we are painting today. And yeah, bit quiet. Right, what can I do about that? Let's have a look here. I don't know how to do these things. Nothing there. Sounds. No, I don't want to disable it. That's device properties. Additional device properties. Boost. Okay, is that any better? Is that alright? Oh, I hope so. Okay. Yeah. So let me know if that sounds any better. But in the meantime, we'll get cracking with the knacking. Back on it with the Wolf Captain, hoping to get this finished up. Kind of hoping that you're going to paint, you know what? No. See, I like to finish my jobs. That will probably come. That will probably come later. I'm still trying to sort out a few printing issues, but we'll get that sorted. But no, I'm a completionist, and I want to get this done. So unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream today because I've got some other stuff going on, and so we'll probably go for about an hour and a half. So we'll just get right to it. Start painting. So what we did last time was we did some highlighting on the armour, blocking in a few colours, things of that nature. There we go, that's what we want. You can see some nice crispy extreme highlights. So we'll keep going with that. We've got the goodest boy right here. And we've got a lovely helmet. Let's see what we've got going on there. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So we'll just get right to it, and we'll do try and keep the workflow going. And we'll start that off by washing a few bits and pieces. Yep, so we'll go with Reichland for the gold, and we'll go through there. So, everybody, how's your week there? Made it to the end of the stream for once. I am officially on vacation, so no 12-hour shifts. Get in, Jackaped. Those 12-hour shifts seem like a right clot on. So, put that here. Go straight for the flesh shade. And we're just going to put that over the gold. Nice and easy as you like. Bit here. Good evening, Lars. Very kind of you to drop in. Do you know what I really like as well? As I love the sea of green members. So nice. Hey, Jack is here too. That's great. That's grand. There we go here. There's a reason you only wear a glove on one hand. Yes, there is a reason. Because I would wear both hands, but it feels really weird. I don't get the same dexterity wearing a glove on my painting hand, so that gets a little bit odd. So I don't tend to wear it on my painting hand, wear it on this hand, because I tend to hold models with this hand, and I don't want to get my greasy Cheeto dusty fingers all over a model that I've just spent ages painting, so I tend to wear a glove on this hand, so if I'm handling models it means I don't get any oils or anything like that on. Also when I'm airbrushing, I'm very haphazard when it comes to that, so I tend to get paint all over the place. A sea of green members. You can't get orcs to wear trousers, nor should you. You know what, they're just living their truth. There we go. On there. Oh, there's a little bit of gold hiding on this side, so we'll get there. Go. It's all on there. No, it's not my it's not my tribute to Michael Jackson. I don't know how to get rid of this. I'm still going to be using it. Nightmare. And back out. So while that's drying, I'll go with this one. Hello, person. Good evening to you too. So, tell me about your weeks, everybody. How's everybody's week been? It's been good, it's been bad. Has anyone got their Christmas shopping sorted? I managed to get most of mine done. Just got a few more bits and pieces to pick up, and then I'm all sorted, and I can just sort of sit back and chill. Shit. Ooh, you lucky duck. Wouldn't mind getting my hand on. I am looking forward to playing Demon's Souls, because I played the original version very briefly, because a friend of mine found it in like a clearance bin. I think it was HMV or something like that, or whatever Virgin Megastores became later. Zavi, well, that was still a thing. We picked it up because it looked cool, and it came in a steel case, so we were like, ooh. And then we played it, and it was Demon's Souls, but we didn't understand that was the point. So we thought it was the worst game that we'd ever encountered, and we just never went back to it. I need to play Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not fully into it because most of the story still confuses the living shit out of me, because I've only played like 1 and 2. I played a bit of Chain of Memories, I think it was, whatever the one was on the Game Boy Advance. I played that one. But then all the side ones and sort of half games and remixes and things like that all went straight by me, so I do not understand where the story's at anymore. All I know is that calling it a Keyblade is a big old lie, because that thing's a mace. yeah, Shadowlands came out. It's just unfortunately, it's the first time a Warcraft expansion hasn't grabbed me.
Nice.
Woo. Oh, Patrick Lawson, thank you very much for donating $5. Money for good relaying art and convo. Ah, brilliant. Thank you very much. I hope you're well, dude. And as always, excellent surname. Okay, so we've got some shade wash down on that guy. It might be something that I have to go back to, because I really I do enjoy the story of Kingdom Hearts. It's great. It's like Kingdom Hearts always comes across to me is like some kind of like it's just a Final Fantasy's fanfic. It's amazing, and it's just the times of trying to work out whether the writer was more of a Disney fan or more of a Final Fantasy fan, to try and work out what area of the fanfic that you're in. Excuse me. Right. But yeah, I used to be big into World of Warcraft. Loved it. You would come back for every expansion, play the hell out of it. It wasn't much of a raider, but that's because I'm a pretty incompetent video gamer. I think if you've ever seen me play like anything, I don't know if you've ever seen me play. Oh yeah, I've played like Vermintide on like Mikey's stream and stuff like that. Like I've played stuff on stream occasionally, but I am a hugely incompetent video gamer. So raid stuff kind of always passed me by, unfortunately. But I enjoy the main content of these games. But Shadowlands this time just hasn't grabbed me the way I was expecting it to. Even though when I saw the reveal trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is cool." And I'm sure it is great, but maybe the days of the MMO might be behind me. Maybe, who knows? I could say this, and then suddenly, 2-3 weeks down the line, there I go. Big Snowman lie. He's in the Shadowlands. Okay, so we get all this washed. Oh, almost missed one entire side of his cloak there. That would have been silly. So like I was saying last time when we were doing the large areas of wash on the dragon, that once you start washing an area, always try and finish it, because you don't want to get tide marks. Should be okay here. Also, just Everything social aspect is what keeps most people well. That's very true. Way back when I played like Burning Crusade Wrath Time, I was part of an RP server, and we were all like Blood Elf Paladins, so we had our like the Blood Knights guild, and that was great. I turned from human to Worgen because of the guild achievement. Couldn't resist. Give her an RPG backstory and the reason for the change. That's brilliant, Gimli. I love that. A bit of dedication to the character work. If the days of the MMO are behind you, what are you going to tackle next? Cooking Mama, Metal Gear, Mahjong. Mahjong. I actually did used to play a lot of Mahjong, like not physical Mahjong. I played like video game Mahjong. Used to play a lot of it. I had no idea what was going on. Ooh, sorry, itchy foot. Yeah, I used to play a fair amount of Mahjong. It was fun. It was just like a free software game that was on my PC at the time, so I played a lot of it. Cooking Mama, nah, I don't think that's. I prefer I love to actually cook. Metal Gear, oh, son, if they release another good Metal Gear game, I'm gonna be there straight away. Like if somehow Konami, I don't know, stop looking at it or something like that, and then Hideo Kojima gets his hands back on it, I would love that. Or if Kojima decided to do what a lot of other companies have done and decided to go, heck with it, like we're just going to make our own spiritual sequel, and they make a good one. I'd love that. Oh yes, and today's fine beverage, we're back on the Mango Loco. I'm not sponsored, but if Monster are watching, I will take a fridge of this stuff, thank you very much. So now for a bit of blackwash. So this one, so with the black ink wash here, we're going to need it to be a little bit more directed. Because it's just little details just sort of dotted here and there. No, just to darken it down, just a smidge we're looking for here. And as always, if anyone's got any painting questions or anything like that, I'm glad you like where this is going so far, Jules. Very happy. It's always good. If this goes well, I might take some other commissions in the new year. Maybe, I don't know. I have a pile of my own painting projects that I already don't do, so I should probably like do more of them. Yes, Redemption Arcade has done a wonderful job on Dog's Body. If anyone follows Jules on Instagram, I think he shared a story of Dog's Body, or you can just go to Redemption Arcade Minis on Instagram and take a look at the wonderful work that Lottie does. It's amazing stuff. I think she too will be taking on a couple of free, like her freehand work is, oh, it's incredible. There we go, nice and covered. Just up here. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, like game-wise, coming out, and like not just like with next-gen things like that, but just some good games. I mean, there's always at least one good game coming out, especially with like the run up to Christmas. Like Cyberpunk comes out in a couple of days, I think. Ooh, interesting. I tell you, there was a great band that has just put its music free to reuse. We can make a playlist of Pain. Ah, I did not know this. That could be grand. Maybe a grand time. Get some chill beats for people. Now, if we could find a power metal band that did this. All I'm waiting for. Darktide and Blood Bowl 3, yes. Is it wrong that I was half tempted to get Blood Bowl Season 2 purely for the beta key? Because if you order it from GW, they give you a beta key for Blood Bowl 3. And I was like, this sounds like a tempting offer. This year's going to be different. Usually we have all our Canadian American expat friends get together in late December. We call it non-committal general late December celebration. Kind of. Yeah, sucks that a lot of things have been sort of put on hiatus and cancelled. I think once we all get I think, you know, when and if we get the general idea of when things can sort of, you know, start going back to normalcy in the sense of, like, you know, seeing families and loved ones and friends and things like that on a more regular basis, and we all need to collectively get together and kind of stagger it out. Just so we don't overload out all of ourselves, and I feel like there'll be a lot of like different separate plans that we'll all try and squeeze into 2021, and then we'll become burnt out, and then we'll socially distance, not because of any pandemic, just because we no longer like each other. You're like, ah, fuck, I hate this guy. I gotta see him. I don't wanna. Me too. Diff for this. We won't get into the hand egg. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like I was gonna get the if I was gonna do it, get Blood Bowl second season. I'd probably end up just giving the beta code to Mikey, because he loves Blood Bowl. And he should be back next week, Tuesday, with his Tuesday Night Football. The Chicago Boars, I think it is. Chicago Beasts? I don't know, whatever. It's a good time. There we go, all that darkening down. So there's a lot of wash on that right now, so I'll probably not come back to that for a little while. It's not till it's dry. Can I move this back a bit? Because I feel like I'm going to throw it off into the the ether with it just being right here. Can people still hear me with it being moved out the way a bit? Yeah, Mikey loves his fantasy football, likes his fantasy football, and he likes his actual American football too. So, but I've started picking up some of the terminology in Crusade. Hey, Liam Bard. Hey, Lawson and everyone. Glad to miss it. I'm glad you're here, Brad. Glad you're here, Bard. Bard. Stumbling over my words today. Because it's Friday and I'm very excited it's Friday. Because I'm good to have a nice little chill thing. So we've done some big broad strokes on some washing and things. So while that's drying, we're going to go get small and do some little details. And hopefully, through the magic of the wet palette, some of me paints will not have completely dried up. Yes. We're still okay. I'm going to take the highlight colour there. I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to very carefully highlight a couple of places on this helmet. Yeah. Oh yes, I thought I'd push the bow out, give myself a mango loco. Alright, Jackie, you take care of yourself now. Don't work too hard. I'll find out. There's just a couple of little touches sort of here and here, just for the stuff that's still going to be the Space Wolves armour. Ooh. Cables and such all over the place, that's okay. There we go. So, yeah, we got that going good. So, what else we got here? We've got some bits we want to do with silver. Give it a good check. Always check your paints. So I'll just do these two little nodules. I don't know what they are. Sensor bits, I don't know. There's one sort of stamped into his head here as well. So we'll just cover that. There's one just here. So we'll cover that. One on the other side. Oh, and there's another one on the other side. There we go. Very symmetrical. And then there's his eye lenses as well. Let's see him up close. What part would you like to see, Jules? Because he's in 3 parts right now. So we've got the head here. Where's my camera? So there's the head there. There's body there. Go. And there's the wolf. There we go. And I probably should snap some photos of this, but it's a work in progress, and I don't want to. I don't like to, you know, make too much of a permanent memorial of something that's not quite finished. Oh, I've got his little gem on his forehead as well, so we'll base coat that silver and we'll go back and do it in the gold in a sec. So there we go. So that's all good actually, yeah. So we're almost finished in the head. We're almost finished the head. So we'll come back and sort that out later. Here we've just got some general highlights to do, and that'll be all dandy. Yeah, we're right. I probably can start work on like the bones and the gold trim and gold bits. Be fine. And then this guy's probably going to take quite a little while to dry, but it'll be worth it. Actually, there is some details I can probably start basing in now. Delicious. So we'll do a couple of the bits here. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Just takes a little patience and practice. Pretty much anyone can paint. Absolutely anybody can paint. So if you ever have that thought yourself, it's like, I can't paint though. It's like, you can. That is the joy of mini painting. It's thick, so we'll water that down. Ah, catch you later, brother. Have a good one, and whatever you get up to. If I don't hear from you beforehand, Jules, I'll see you Sunday. So painting up. She's got these cool little, I guess, like vents, exhausts. Because he's been sort of augmented. He's a cyber doggo. Not to be confused with Cyber Dog, the clothing brand. Right, so I'm just base coating all this silver because that's, well, it's silver, it's a gunmetal. If I'm getting a wee bit technical with it. The reason I'm doing this is because it's going to be easier later to go back over the gold with it. It's like a little, I mean, it kind of looks like a gas cap on his head here. We'll do that. And then I like the strip down here. I don't know whether I should do that metallic as well or leave it. I'll have a think. I'll come back to that and have a think. Some little details on his paw plates there. This here. Yeah, I think it's called Cyberdog. Yeah, it's a clothing brand. I think they've got a shop down in Camden, in London. I've never been to Camden myself, but it sounds exhausting. I'm not a big fan of London. It's very busy, and the air tastes like metal. And I am a city boy at heart, but I suppose I'm more of a manageable city in Newcastle. Okay, it's done. Trims there. That's nice. Oh, completely honest, what's the worst your party has ever derailed your plans as a DM? I think so. Years and years ago, I was playing a DM. I was DMing a Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. That's how long. Yeah, it was 4th edition because I didn't start playing 5th edition until I met Mikey. Yeah, it was Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition we were playing, and I had made a very simple riddle. Like, it was just standard riddle. It was written down, and it was all that had been done was with the riddle. All they had to do was literally, if they just drew lines across in the right places, it would spell out the like the passcode for this guild hideout or something like that they were supposed to be finding. This completely bypassed the party entirely, and they ended up going on a bit of a murder spree across the city, trying to find somebody who could answer, find somebody, a member of the guild. And this snowballed into them murdering like several key figures, one of the campaign and 2 of the city that they were in. So it was like, as much as I wanted to sort of give them like a bit of a bit of a pass and be like, go on then. They were so adamant that they were going to murder their way through this code door that they completely derailed the campaign utterly, and it just sort of became, they just became wanted fugitives, and that's what sort of became of the rest of the campaign story was them on the run. And it was the largest city as well in my campaign, so it wasn't like they could just dodge to another place. Like this was the capital, so the decree went out far and wide. And like I said, I could have fudged it a bit, but I just thought you've murdered so many things at the point that it's going to be obvious me trying to pull anything back. So it just became a long running couple of sessions of that, and then it all kind of fizzled out, even as they realised with dawning horror what they'd done. When the bloodlust subsided, and the city guards and then the military never ended, they realised their mistake. Sounds like a little bit, but there's an amount of restraint with the Fallen Star Party. An amount of restraint, not a lot, but some. I'd say they're sort of more mischievous in their like wanton harassment of the locals. I think this middle strip should be metallic, so I'm going to make it metallic. It's looking alright, that is. So we've got some like little fur bits to finish off around there, but then on the whole, that's going to finish there. Yeah, I wasn't too sure how I could go about helping them recover that one themselves, and in the end they didn't. So that was that. Aye, penalty on old ladies with stones. It is the worst derailment that I've ever encountered personally. Right, so what we're doing here. A bit of Raka flesh. Here, so I'm just going to go back over the cloak and just a brighten it up a bit. It looks a bit drab as is, so make it look a bit nicer. Full disclosure, I am not great at painting cloaks. In fairness to the Amber Walker, he didn't kill the old lady. But he did seriously maim her. It was a definite maiming. If it wasn't for the fact that she did kind of deserve it, might have been an alignment check there. Just viciously rocking some old lady in the market square. Such humble beginnings for the party of reprobates. Just, you know, it all started with a simple escort from a caravan, and now they're sailing the high seas for a chance at wishing on a fallen star. And that's what I love about D&D. Hello, Stephanie. What kind of party are you planning? Because we're having a paint party currently. Patience of the saint. I really like the fact that people seem to think that like, don't get us wrong. Sometimes the things that the boys will come out with is maddening, but it's mainly more for the fact of not what they're doing. It's that I've got to come up with the physics and the game math to work out how they can do that. Yes, loser. We've the Discord has like 2 channels. We've got like arts and crafts for general stuff, and the arts and crafts channel in the Discord for like general stuff. So like, you know, painting, drawing, knitwear, anything like that. And we've also got sexy Warhammer pictures for sexy Warhammer pictures. But I think with sexy Warhammer pictures, just put whatever miniatures that you got going on in there. Put it up there, or put it in arts and crafts. Put it in both. Show off your work. I would love to. I tell you what, I would love to do is during one of these streams at some point is just, you know, go through some of the work that people have done and showcase them on stream. Show them off to the world. Show people what great stuff there is out there. I'm reaching it badly. Right, so I choose to believe narratively that Rachel Zakroa has sort of gone back to her royal court and her lush and lavish life, and she's, you know, told stories about two reprobates that she met along the way, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And then over the course of these adventures, the more stories have got back about, you know, what these guys have been up to. At one point they were wanted by the city, now they've got a ship, everything like that. And she's probably either downplaying her reaction to it, or she's very happy that she's got herself out, or maybe she's planning to get back with them. I don't know. I'd love to see Rach come back and join us again for an adventure on the high seas. I hope we do see that in the future. What type of paints are these? So these are all GW paints that I'm using at the moment. Citadel's paints. Just because I know Jules mainly uses GW paints. I tend to use a mix of like Vallejo, GW, whatever I can get my hands on, really. But I wanted to try and keep this Wolf Captain in line with everything else that he has in his army. So I want to try and use the same range of paints as much as possible. So that's what I've done. I'm trying to do anyway. So the hideout can thunder away from his arse cheeks. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Just want to see the crew's photos and sexy woman pictures. So many for John to remember, he has a magical bagpipe that's so light that it blinds people. Yeah, yeah. I love. That's been a personal highlight for me in my DMing career, is creating a magical bagpipe and creating the rules for it. Tasha's Cauldron. Oh no. Or is that one of the new D&D source books? I've not had a look at any D&D, like any of the 5th edition supplement stuff, for God knows how long, and I probably should. Also, one thing I do love as well is that the magical bagpipe has a name, and its name is Big Lad Shitwife. Big Lad Shitwife, the magical bagpipe. Just, I love that. What else we got here? What's the minimum range of brushes you'd recommend for beginners? Honestly, whatever is cheapest, whatever is sort of like most reasonably priced and available to you, those are the brushes I would recommend straight off the bat. You don't need special brushes by any stretch of the imagination. I generally, I would say my workhorse brushes are Citadel Shade Brush for washes and shading. I just really like these brushes because they're just a nice brush. They're really good to use for washes. I have a size 3 Winsor & Newton that I use for larger areas, and I just try and push what I can do with a larger brush, because it just kind of forces you to control more. Also, you can hold more paint in a larger brush, so you can paint longer and you're not going back and forth constantly, which is always a good thing. It's more about like size of brush, I would say, rather than actual brushes. You can get a value pack of like synthetic brushes from Amazon for like 10-15 quid or something like that. That's a great starting point, because it doesn't really matter too much if you wreck the brushes, or you maybe, like, because you're starting out, you don't clean them properly or clean them as well as you should, and you kind of learn that over time. But I started out with GW brushes because there's a Games Workshop that's like half an hour down the road to me, so I could just walk into town, get the brushes. And when I was starting out, I was purely just doing Warhammer, so that's why I've got a lot of GW paints, a lot of GW brushes. I paint a lot of GW product, but over time, branch out. I've got a lot of Vallejo stuff now. I've got a lot of stuff from like Green Stuff World, Army Painter, things like that. You end up, I always say, whatever's reasonably priced and whatever is available to you is always going to be better than trying to chase what people would say is the best, because paint brands are kind of subjective. Like, I couldn't get away with Army Painter, but I know my partner, she loves Army Painter paints. Like, she thinks they're great. Jesus, what was that? Alejandro Baroche, thank you very much for subscribing. That's lovely. Also, thank you for giving me a small heart attack. So I'm just going to have some canned anxiety to help with that. Hey, Crazy Dog, good to see you. But yeah, it's like anything. Just pick up what's readily available to you. GW brushes are good. I think they're a little bit overpriced, but once again, if it's what's available to you, they will do the job. Winsor & Newton is a bit of a... Winsor & Newton, they're a bit expensive. Artis Opus, same thing. I wouldn't recommend them to anyone starting out. I mean, if you've got the disposable, it's like anything. If you've got the disposable income, and like, you know that this is going to be something that you're going to stick with for a long time, and that you're in, drop that money on it. But if you kind of just want to sort of like dabble, it's always a good idea to sort of get something a bit more like mid-range. You don't want to get something crap, because then it can put you off the hobby entirely. But if you get something sort of like, you know, reasonably priced, something that like won't break the bank and will do the job, that's great, because you can keep going with that. That makes it work. You know, you get a feel for like how brushes work, and like differences between synthetic brushes and Kolinsky Sable brushes, for instance. And then, like, you know, you play around with some paints. You go, oh right, okay, so I got these. It's like paint set from GW. Oh god, I'm just burping a lot now. I'm just being very rude and burping. Just gotta get it out of my system. Sorry. Nope, it's stuck now. This is me. I'm stuck. I think I got it. We'll see. We'll see. Where was I? Brushes and whatnot, and paints. So yeah, I started getting Vallejo stuff because I found websites that would deliver it for a reasonable price, or there was a shop just over the water that was like 40-minute train ride away, like a 40-minute metro ride away. So hop on the metro, off I go there. It's a place called Midland Manor. They also do their own range of miniatures, Midland Miniatures, and they are so, I love their miniatures because they are so quintessentially just old school British miniatures. They're all like pewter. They're all pewter. They've got this really nice sort of like 80s style to them, with also with also having like more modern sculpting to them. Having Warhammer flashbacks with that bit. Yeah, a little bit. Speaking of, we should have Lawhammered Part 2 next week, hopefully. It's just going through the process of editing. Okay, where was it? So I've done the cloak. As you can see, I'm not great with cloaks. They always look big flat areas, always make them look a bit sparse. But I think it's all right. It'll do. Put a little bit of highlight on the bones that are across the top there, just to make them pop a bit. So we'll go back over with the ropes and things, just to make them look different. And we'll have a quick little crack. Oh, there we go. That was a good crack. I'm a crunchy child. Oh dear God, I'm very crunchy. Sorry. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, I feel loosey goosey. That's great. So, what time are we on? A little bit past 8. Okay, so I can stick around for hopefully another half hour or so. As I say, I've got some stuff that I need to get through tonight, so it's a little bit of a shorter stream. But I'll get what I can done right now. No, I don't want to use that right now, because that's going to be for that'll be too stark. So I like this colour. It's a nice sort of, it's like a golden graham orange, but I'm going to stick with the base colour and go back a bit, just to pick out a few of the higher details. There we go. Boom shakalaka. That's what we needed. But yes, if anyone has any models that they have painted recently, jump onto our Discord. Pop them up there. Show them off the world to see. Be like, hey, I painted a model. It's great. Blythe models. What's going on? Ooh, I might have to check that out actually, because my mum lives in Morpeth area, so I am sort of kind of in that area at times. So I might have to check that out. So what we're doing here is it's not an extreme highlight. It's quite a chunky highlight. Excellent. Can't wait to see him, mate. Can't wait to see him. There we go. Yeah. Well, the big necron thing from Indominus between semester projects and post-it. Brilliant. I got a little bit mad. I went a little bit mad with Indominus, and I got 2 sets, and I've not even touched the second box. It was just stupid of me. Like, the thing is, I've got the well, I say I've not touched it. I've gone through bits of it for the Imperial part because I wanted to bolster up my Silver Templars. The Necrons I've not touched, and I even have an entire I have an entire colour scheme sorted for them. I've got absolutely every step of it sorted, and I haven't even built them yet. So, and I feel terrible because so many people like went ballistic for Indomitus, and I just managed to snag 2 copies. So that's a little that's a little hobby sin just between me and thee. Okay, so I'll just keep that shush. Just keep that between us. Little kaiju secret for you. So what I'm doing here is I'm going back over with the base coat just to bring up the colour again. So if I went straight in with the highlight, it would look a little bit too stark, and I don't want that. So a nice transition, because like a nice stark contrast is good with armour and things like that, stuff with like sharp deals, but more softer stuff like fur and skin, you kind of want to be a little bit more bit more subtle, not too subtle though. I still like to make things pop. That was a good shot. I just heard the news as well that the Death Guard release is getting postponed until next year, so like my wallet's kind of going, part of me is kind of going, I want more Stinky Boy. I want 2 wound Stinky Boys. Got to have my 2 wound Stinky Boys. Plus their new model and the terrain piece looks really nice. But I've added a little bit more to my Space Marine army recently, and I'm going to add a bit more very soon with the new stuff that's come out, because I'm currently running a Silver Templars Crusade game, and I've only managed to play Adam Cleary from What Culture so far. He's been running his sisters. We've had 3 games, he's won 2, I won the last one, so that's the important thing to remember, I won 1. But it's been, I absolutely adore playing Crusade. That's the fun. That's the fun maker for me in 9th edition so far. And I've got some of my Silver Templars up on Instagram, I think. Yes, should do. Crazy Doug, the extreme highlights will be coming, but first we're gonna have we're having a chunky highlight to bring the base coat back. So we're still popping, but it's a chunky pop. It's a chunky pop. It's like a 3-day-old butt crack boil. That's the kind of chunky pop that we're going for. Maximum chunk, maximum pop. You gotta have the extreme highlights. You gotta have the extreme highlights. So there we go. I don't know if it shows up on camera. I'm never too sure how much of this stuff shows up on camera. As you can see, I've sort of. There we go. You can see, I've kind of brought it up. There you go. you can kind of see there where I've gone back over the base coat. But now we shall do the extremest of highlights. Are you ready? I want to see some devil horns in the chat. Because we're going to get extreme. Y'all ready to get extreme with the highlights? Now that we've had our chunky pop, we're going for an extreme pop. First we were going for girth. Now we're going for height. So get some of this on our brush, put some of that on our wet palette, just like this. I'm going to mix some in here, like this, because I think it'd be nice to have a nice middle ground. Because then we've always got somewhere to play with. Now you crazy dog, can always rely on you. Throw some horns, throw some shapes. Edgelord levels are rising here, sir. There we go. Here we are. We're doing it. We're getting extreme. It's the extreme dream. It's not extreme enough. We need to get brighter. We'll go with this one. There we go. Much better. Much better. Length. Yes, crazy dog. Length is also important. But sometimes you just need a bit of girth and a bit of height when it comes to your popping. Mainly focus around the sharpest of details for the most extreme of highlights. And with it being layer paint, it darkens down a little bit, so we're also kind of doing little sort of little scratchy scratchies, because then if you get the scratchy scratchies, it looks like there's more fur. That's kind of what you want. You want to make sure this good boy's face is luxuriant with Fenrisian fur, even though that there are no wolves on Fenris. There is fur on Fenris. Oh, thank you very much, Jackaped. That's very kind of you to say. I'm just a Burke with a camera, models and paint. But Lord, do I have a good time with it. And that's the main thing. If I wasn't having a good time, I wouldn't do it. That's the main thing. If you're ever wondering about getting in the hobby, does it look fun? Do you think you'd have fun doing it? If so, go do it. It doesn't have to be good, it just has to be fun. Okay, there's a little bit too much paint on the brush there. So this particular model is it's a custom wolf captain that Jules sent the files to me. He found it on Thingiverse. It is by a chap. Excuse me, because I forgot to say who he was. So sorry for being on my phone, but I will find. How here? I think it's Atlan or Alton. Hold on a second here. Take a break from Deathwatch to start Ogres. Ah. Nice. nice. What, Age of Sigmar ogres. That's what Mikey plays. He loves them. Cool. Where is it? There we go. The actual model is specifically called Viking Wolf Captain, so it's a custom thing. You can find this on Thingiverse, and it was by it's by a shop called Atlan. Like the guy who does it is Atlan Forge. Or, yeah, Atlan Forge. So it's a couple of other like various different sculptors who've gone into this. So we've got Carnage King, White Werewolf Tavern, Alex03, Dark Age Design, Kraken Door Studios, Ameth, Prototypical, sorry, Link03. So there is a whole huge list of people that have done all this. And this chap's put them all together into one model, and it looks fantastic. So we did this. We found this online. We really wanted this. At the time, I just got my 3D printer, so I printed it off for him. So I'll paint it up for him, and we'll send it off. And that's where we're at. I used to hear after days of Zoom lectures and pages of typed essays. Oof, yeah. Yeah. Yes, well that is one of the main reasons I got back into it. Into hobby painting. I picked up the Age of Sigmar starter box when Age of Sigmar was literally just fresh. It was like pure coincidence. I was passing by the shop and it had a big thing. At a time where my mental health was absolutely in the doldrums. Never really left the house, never really did anything. So I found this as I was like, oh, you know, I quite liked doing this when I was younger. So I'll get back into it. Well, I say younger. I still did it. I played a bit of 40k 6th edition. And I enjoyed the painting. Saw this, and I was just like, right, nah, I'm back in. We're doing this. So rather than just sort of having like smooth lines, I'm going a little bit scratchy to give the illusion of the highlights. And more little scratchies. I'll do the same here. More scratchy. Also, I'm not doing absolutely everything, because the point of the highlights is it's where the light's hitting. Also, sometimes there's no need to go crazy with every little bit, because it's like some bits are hard to get to, and then other times you just want to. The main aim for me when it comes to highlighting, at least, is that I want to try and bring the attention to the parts of the model that I want the eye drawn to. So things like around the face. I quite like this back area, so I'm going to take a little more time to that. You know, I want people to look at the tail and as well as the whole thing, so I'll be doing stuff like that. Kind of just want to almost trick the viewer into looking at the parts that you want them to look at. So you give them a visual treat, and you save yourself a little time. That's just what we're doing here. And everything a little bit of a the scratchy highlight. That's on the top, sharp details. Bits you want to pop, and pop they shall. Just like that, so. Put that back in your mouth. You can see, put some little scratches and scratches all over. Sort of give the illusion of it's looking better already. Love it. Go. So we've nearly finished this. Nearly finished the head, so what I'll do is I'll put a little quick little highlight, quick little colour detail, and we'll call that there. Just want to we've got the silver up, probably got time to just very. I'll keep this gem here. Let's have a bit silver, a little bit detailing there, and that. I'll tell you what we'll do. Since we've got the nice highlighted silver going on here, we'll finish off the silver on the main body. That should be all right there. This will be nice and quick. Just across the top of these sort of knuckles. There's a little bit of a ridge there, so we'll break that up slightly. Make sure that we get a crossbar across that. And then across the top. Sides. Go. Shoot some quick little lines. Just across this casing here, like this tubing. Just a little highlight there. Same on the other side. This time we're focusing more on, like, to one side, because it's just the side that's showing up to the light more. Like that. Entire side there, and then just across the knuckles there. There we go. Is there anything else that needs? Yeah, no, that's all the silver there that's done. Close that. Put a quick little touch of a fished-on red on the eye lenses. gem. Just gonna put a little bit there. Just like that. And then a little bit just on the gem. So it's forehead. There we go. A little bit of a spill, but should be okay. And we'll just do a little. Oh heck, a bit of overspill, but it's alright. We make these mistakes so we can go back and rectify them, but cover that eye in there. So, better. So, got a little bit more done today. I'll probably let this go. You can see there. Once I get that in focus, come on, big game. Oh, I was doing so well with this as well. Okay, it doesn't want to focus. Yeah. You gonna play ball? Ah, there we go. So there we go. That's pretty much the helmet finished. The goodest boy has been highlighted, but we'll do the body and things more. This is almost completed. Just a couple of details to go. And yeah, that's the wolf captain. Sorry to cut it a little bit short this week, but as I said, I've got some things that need to be doing. Thank you all for stopping in, and hope to see you all next Friday, where I'll either say what I might leave it up to the Discord what I paint next week, or I'll put a Twitter poll out or something like that. So you can find me on Twitter at GDLawman, or I can put a poll up on Discord, or I might do both and then just sort of mash together who see who wins. And I'll put a couple of different options on what I can be painting, and we'll have a good Friday night chill stream, crafting with me, the Kaiju, and you wonderful people at home. Thank you very much, as always. Take care of yourselves. If I don't see you beforehand, I'll see you all on Sunday, where I will be taking off the painting cap, putting on the DM's cap, and trying to organised chaos. And that's about it, really. Thank you all very much for joining in, and it's been lovely to hear from all of you, sharing some stories, sharing some laughs, and I'm just talking myself in circles at this moment. So bye bye.